Hello everyone, I hope you are all doing well. In the folds of the ancient Himalayas, where the air thins and the world grows silent, there exists a mystery so profound that even the most seasoned seekers have trembled at its edges. The living legend of Mahavatar Babaji, the deathless saint who has walked among mortals for centuries without aging, without fading, without end. His name alone carries a vibration, Mahavatar, meaning great avatar, a divine incarnation who chose not to leave, who looked at the suffering of humanity and said, silently, I will stay. Unlike the great saints who blessed the world and departed, Babaji made an extraordinary vow, one that defies every boundary of time, biology, and human understanding. The first confirmed written account of Babaji's existence came through the great yogi Lahiri Mahasaya, who in 1861 was stationed in Raniket as a government servant, an ordinary man living an ordinary life, when a mysterious voice called him into the mountains, and there, in a cave bathed in golden light, he encountered a being who knew his name, his past lives, and the exact longing buried deepest in his soul. Lahiri Mahasaya would later reveal that Babaji initiated him into Kriya Yoga, an ancient and supremely powerful breath and consciousness technique, a science of liberation so precise that the great yogi Sri Yukteswar described it as capable of compressing the spiritual evolution of 1,000 years into a single lifetime of dedicated practice. What makes Babaji's mystery deepen is the testimony of multiple credible saints across different centuries, Swami Pranabananda, Sri Yukteswar, and eventually Paramahansa Yogananda, each describing the same ageless figure, copper-hued skin, luminous eyes, a body that appeared no older than 25, radiating a stillness so absolute it made the surrounding forest feel like a held breath. Yogananda's Autobiography of a Yogi, published in 1946, carried Babaji's name beyond India for the first time, igniting a global spiritual fire. And yet Babaji himself had requested this, for he had told Lahiri Mahasaya decades earlier that the time would come when Kriya Yoga must be offered freely to the world, to every sincere seeker, regardless of religion, caste, or country. There are accounts whispered among Himalayan monks and recorded in the margins of sacred texts of Babaji manifesting and dissolving his physical form at will, of appearing simultaneously to disciples in different locations, of healing the sick not with medicine but with a single, wordless glance that reorganized the very prana within a suffering body. Those rare souls who claim to have encountered Babaji in modern times describe not a theatrical miracle but something far more quietly staggering, an overwhelming sense of being completely known, completely loved, and completely seen, as though every question they had ever carried suddenly dissolved not in an answer but in a peace that made the questions irrelevant. The deepest teaching Babaji offers is not a technique or a scripture, but a living demonstration that consciousness, when fully realized, is not bound by the laws that govern ordinary matter, that the human body is not a cage but a vehicle, and that death itself is not a door one must walk through if the spirit has learned to be entirely luminously free. And so Babaji remains not as legend, not as metaphor, but according to those who walk the path of Kriya Yoga, as a living presence still watching over the earth, still sending silent transmissions of grace into the hearts of those who grow still enough to receive them. An eternal flame burning quietly at the summit of what it means to be both fully human and endlessly divine. So stay calm, stay grounded, and keep walking the inner path, for the answers you seek are within.